So, when you think of the king and queen of the Greek gods, right, you probably picture this epic, divine romance. But the story of Zeus and Hera, yeah, it's not really a love story. It's more like a masterclass in cosmic conflict, total deception, and a rivalry that, it literally lasts forever. So, were they a perfect match? That's really the big question here, isn't it? On paper, you've got the god of the sky and the goddess of marriage. It sounds perfect. But, oh man, their union was anything but simple. And it all goes back to how they even got together in the first place.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Let's talk about the beginning, because to really get a handle on their crazy marriage, you have to know how it all started. And spoiler alert, it wasn't exactly flowers and a romantic proposal.
You know, Zeus had a reputation, right? A seriously wandering eye. He was always chasing countless goddesses, nymphs, mortals, you name it. But with Hera, something was different. He was genuinely enchanted. This wasn't just another conquest for him. He actually wanted her by his side as his queen. And here's the crazy part. Hera, the goddess of marriage itself, wanted absolutely nothing to do with him. She shot him down again and again. You have to remember, she was a major power in her own right. She was not about to become just another name on Zeus's long list.
So what does the most powerful god in the cosmos do when he can't get what he wants? He doesn't take no for an answer. He gets tricky. And yeah, his plan involved a bird. Since he couldn't win her over honestly, Zeus decided to go for straight-up deception.
So here's the scheme in all its shady glory. First, Zeus turns himself into this tiny, helpless bird caught in a big storm, just shivering. He knew Hera had a soft spot and would feel sorry for it, and of course, she did. She pulls this little bird close to warm it up, and bam! Right at that moment, when she's being compassionate, he transforms back into his true form. So yeah, let's be really clear about this. Their entire marriage was founded on trickery and shame. Some myths try to spin it, make it romantic, but the core of the story is that she felt she had to marry him because of what happened. This one act, this is what sets the toxic tone for, well, everything that comes next.
And so, from that super questionable beginning, you get the biggest, most incredible wedding Olympus has ever witnessed. And for a little while, it almost seemed like, hey, maybe this could work. It was like this brief, golden honeymoon period for the new king and queen.
This was the first wedding like this on Olympus. It was a huge deal. Every single god and goddess was there, bringing these incredible gifts. This was the social event of the millennium, right? Uniting the two most powerful deities. And just to give you an idea of the scale we're talking about, their wedding night, it lasted for 300 years. Yeah, 300 years. Some stories say they've been having a secret affair for that long before the wedding. Either way, that is one heck of a honeymoon. And they did have kids together, 3 famous ones in fact. Ares, the god of war, Hebe, the goddess of youth, and Eileithyia, who was the goddess of childbirth. But that 300-year honeymoon, well, it didn't last. What came next was basically an eternity of war. But not against some outside threat. Nope, the war was between the two of them. This really just says it all, doesn't it? Yep, Zeus went right back to his old ways, and that's when Hera's famous rage and jealousy kicked into high gear. Their marriage just spiraled into this toxic, never-ending cycle. And what's so fascinating is the pattern here. Hera almost never went after Zeus himself. Why? Because you can't. He's the king. So instead, she got creative and incredibly cruel. She went after his lovers and their children. You've got Callisto turned into a bear, Io turned into a cow, and then she sent a giant fly to sting her forever. It tells you everything about the power dynamics up on Olympus, right? You can't attack the king, so you go after everyone he cares about.
But her number one target, the one she hated more than anyone, it wasn't even a lover. It was a son, the hero Heracles. To her, Heracles was the living, breathing proof of Zeus's biggest betrayal, and she made it her life's mission to destroy him. We're talking snakes in his crib as a baby, and later making him go insane and kill his own wife and kids. Her hatred is like the driving force behind his entire story.
Okay, but it's really important not to just write Hera off as some jealous, scorned wife. That's way too simple. She was the queen of the gods, a huge power in her own right. And believe me, she was more than capable of hitting back. You gotta remember, Hera had massive authority. This wasn't just about petty jealousy. Think about it. Her entire domain, the thing she's the goddess of, is marriage. And her own husband, the king, is disrespecting it constantly. So her actions, they were about defending her power, her honor, and her position as queen.
And eventually, she just had enough. Her frustration boiled over, and she did the unthinkable. She led a coup against Zeus. She got other powerful Olympians on her side, and while Zeus was sleeping, they tied him to his own throne. He was totally helpless. He was this close to being overthrown before someone saved him. This wasn't just revenge anymore. This was a full-blown revolution.
And get this, their rivalry was so intense, it even got into a competition over childbirth. So you have the famous story of Zeus giving birth to Athena right out of his own head, no mother needed. Well, Hera was furious. So what does she do? In retaliation, she has a child all by herself too, the god Hephaestus. It just goes to show you how deep their need to one-up each other was. It was endless.
So where does a story like this end? You'd expect some big dramatic breakup, right? Or one final battle to settle it all. Well, the crazy thing is, it doesn't end. Their final chapter is just more of the same. The conflict just keeps going. And that's the great paradox of Zeus and Hera, isn't it? I mean, despite all of it, the constant fighting, the cheating, the revenge plots, even a literal coup attempt, their bond as king and queen could not be broken. They were stuck together. They were eternal. And so was their marriage.
So what finally happened to them? The answer is absolutely nothing. The cycle just never, ever broke. Zeus never stopped cheating, and Hera never stopped getting her revenge. Their story isn't defined by some grand finale. It's defined by the fact that there is no finale. It's just an endless, cosmic stalemate.
Which kind of leaves us with one last question to think about. Was their relationship really a divine marriage? You know, the central pillar holding Olympus together? Or was it more of a cosmic prison? Just two incredibly powerful beings, locked in a fight they could never win, and, more importantly, could never, ever escape.